Well, we go back to the top of the news where Eid prayers marking the end of Ramadan were today observed in most parts of the country. In the capital city Banjul, the congregation at King Fahad Mosque was led by Imam Ratib Alhaji Charna Aliu Maskar. The President, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh and cabinet ministers were among the thousands of worshippers. Abdunja reports.
It was a month in which Muslims were compelled by religion to refrain not only from eating and drinking, but also from anything excess or ill-natured. A month completely devoted to worship and the offering of alms. It finally comes to an end after a long period of submission, celebrated in earnest here in Banjul and many other capitals around the world. The President of the Republic was also part of the congregation. His presence is, as a matter of fact, a big plus for residents of the capital city.
I think it is a great honor for all of us in Banjul here for being the host of the President and for him traditionally to offer or do his prayers in Banjul. I think it is a very opportune moment for the President and the people of Banjul, particularly the Muslim elders, to interact and then exchange ideas on the way forward for the Muslim Ummah. I would want to seize this opportunity to congratulate His Excellency the President on the advent of the Eid al-Fitr and also to thank him immensely for the contribution he has made during the course of the Ramadan to the Muslim Ummah by helping the poor and the needy. We've all seen it, the reduction in the price of meat, the provision of basic commodities, just to ease the tension and to make everything affordable for the Muslim Ummah. And this is not a tradition that he does only for Muslims, but also when it comes to Christian faith, he also does that for our Christian brothers and sisters. So we are very grateful and thankful to him.
The prayers were led by the Venerable Imam Alhaji Charno Aliu Maskar, who processed to the venue in a manner stressing the importance of the celebration. Although only 2 rakas are performing marking the Eid, but they fetch such a reward huge enough to attract this crowd. In leading them, he has fulfilled an important component of his religious mandate that also required him to address the Ummah through a brief sermon. It was delivered in Arabic and translated in Wolof, and it was a message of goodwill revolving around the teachings of the Holy Quran. It ended with special recitations asking for forgiveness and reward from the Almighty Allah. The President left a short while later to join his convoy back to the State House, while the crowd hung around the premises of the mosque to wave him goodbye. If anything, he has gone beyond the limits to provide for them while they observe the dictates of the religion, and most, if not all of them, were gestures he extended to them in return for only reward from Allah. Back at the State House, the proceedings of the annual traditional meeting he has with the Committee of Banjul Muslim Elders was well on the way, but a number of familiar faces were missing, most prominently that of the late Alhaji Abdullah Fall, who chaired the occasion last year. He was remembered, his services honored, and his soul bade to rest in perfect peace. The meeting in itself ran along the usual corridors with all the tribes and communities represented. They were allowed to speak freely before inviting a response from the President.
Last year, God made it possible that we all met here. We extended prayers to each other. During that occasion, I appeal to Your Excellency that I appeal to you to pray for the nation because a leader's prayers will always be honored. We thank God that all speakers who spoke here have appealed to you and have repeated the same appeal that I had made for you to pray for the nation.
The Gambian leader used a better part of his statement to echo his condemnation of the heinous crimes perpetrated by Muslims themselves against their fellow Muslims in the name of religion.
When you watch Western news media, you are ashamed to be a Muslim because of the heinous acts committed by so-called Muslims in the holy month of Ramadan. When even the Prophet ﷺ, when he was waging jihad during the holy month of Ramadan, he suspended all hostilities. Are we more prophetic or more Muslim than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, or we are just deviating and bringing our own evil ideas into the religion? Just before I came in, there was a program on Grts on the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Abu Jahl and others decided that in order to suppress Islam, they should not sell anything to Muslims. The Prophet never said attack them or kill them or bomb the Kaaba. He negotiated and persuaded them until they accepted Islam. Now who are we today to kill people because we believe that they are not Muslim enough? Even in a truly Muslim country, Islamic country, where Sharia law prevails, they do not even carry executions in the month of Ramadan. How can you call yourself a Muslim, strap bombs to your back, go into a crowded mosque, blow yourself up, and criminals will be saying Allah Akbar? Which Allah Akbar are you talking about? This is evil, and we must fight against it.
The conditions for one to wage jihad, he said, are clearly stated by Allah, and the present situations in most of the territories terrorism takes place do not meet these conditions. He warned of severe punishment for anyone condemned to death after having been found guilty of crimes as heinous as murder. His government, he said, as a point of emphasis, will not tolerate a new brand of Islam which sought to label even Christians as infidels.
Anarchy, intolerance. Everybody wants to bring his own idea. The Prophet, now you put him aside, and you want to bring your own ideas and create a new branch of Islam that will not be accepted in this country. Follow the religion that we know, that is in the Quran and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his teachings. You live in peace in this country, but you want to bring violence. You are not going to survive in this country. I say so, and I will do it to the letter. Billahi wallahi ta'ala. I also want to warn a group called Maracas. Nobody appointed you to be religious police in this country. And if you don't cut your tail short, I will cut them to your waist. Mind your business, do your worship, and leave people alone. You are not here to look at how women dress. Embarrassing people's wives in public is not your business. And as from now, stay in your location. I don't want to see any Maracas moving from one place to another. It's not your business. There's no religion that you can teach Gambians. You cannot teach them anything that they don't know in Islam. So this idea of going around and creating mayhem and creating hate is unacceptable. And I'm giving the police, the army, and the security forces to put a stop to it. You go and insult people. You are worshiping God and then you are insulting passers-by. Is that your business? Don't they know Suratul Kafirun? I am not going to tolerate that sect here. You are free to worship, as long as your worship do not entail spreading hate and disrespect for the society. This is unacceptable. Correct. Nobody appointed you religious police in this country. Mind your business, do your preaching. You can worship anywhere you want. But if you continue this habit of intimidation, I'm going to wipe you out of this country. But if you religious leaders will remember all the meetings we had here since 2007, and of course the councils of elders, my last meeting with the councils of elders at State House was in 2008 when I warned them about the increasing rise of murder cases, and that I will apply the law to the letter. This was 2008. I gave 4 years grace period to see what is happening. It is on the increase. Billahi wallahi ta'ala. If the sentences are not carried out, I will drink alcohol and eat pork. Billahi wallahi ta'ala. And if I don't carry out those sentences, billahi wallahi ta'ala,